We are attempting to hike a dangerous mountain. Journeying deep into the wilderness and hours away from civilization, we're spending 3 days trekking across a jagged line of mountains called the Chirsan Ridge and summiting the tallest, most difficult mountain on mainland Korea. Why? To experience some of the most spectacular mountain scenery in the world. How are you feeling?
Really nervous. All the research I've done says that this hike should only be attempted by experts, and we're complete amateurs. We've never even done an overnight hike by ourselves before, and we're going to spend 3 days alone in the Korean wilderness with loads of things that can kill us. Bad idea. Are we really doing this?
I think we can do it. I think we can manage it.
Okay. I guess let's go then. We've dropped our suitcases off at a luggage storage facility in Seoul because for the next few days we have to carry everything around on our backs and we don't want to be lugging those about. Now we're catching a short 3-hour bus down to Chirsan National Park where the hike begins. I'm scared. I don't want to do this.
I think that this is the most comfortable we're going to be for the next couple of days.
We've just arrived in Guru, a small town on the edge of Chirsan where we're staying the night before our hike. Just one more local bus.
She seems lovely, but I don't know what she's saying.
And we've reached our guest house, which is as close to the national park as we could find / afford. This is very fancy for us. Over the next 3 days, we are hiking along a steep ridge that's known as the Spine of Korea because it takes you over 16 of mainland Korea's highest peaks. At the end, we get to summit mainland Korea's tallest mountain for sunrise. I say get to, but at that point, it probably won't feel like something we want to do.
We're warming up for tomorrow's big hike by visiting an ancient temple that's just up the road from where we're staying. This is so pretty! Hwamsa Temple is one of Korea's oldest temples. It was founded in 544 AD by a Buddhist monk on his return from India.
Can you hear that chanting? It's the monk's evening ceremony. It means it's time to go.
Since tonight is our last hot meal for a while, we're on the hunt for something that's going to be really good.
Korean barbecue, Korean barbecue, Korean barbecue.
We found the only restaurant that seems to be open and we've ordered something called bibimbap. I have no idea what this is, but Izzy thinks she does.
I'm pretty sure it's like a sizzling rice dish with like vegetables, meat, maybe egg. That's kind of a guess though, so we'll see what we get. I didn't realise we ordered a feast. I just thought we were getting these.
It's 5:30 in the morning and we are starting the mammoth first day of this hike. How are you feeling?
Tired after 4 hours sleep, but I've had some coffee, so I'm okay. I'm looking forward to this. Each morning I'm going to lay out for you exactly what that day's hike is going to look like. Today is the longest day of hiking we have ever done by quite a long way. We reckon it's going to take about 9 to 10 hours of actual walking, plus all the rest stops, plus filming. It's a mammoth of a day. We've got about 7 kilometers up through forest until we get to the ridge. Then we've got another 10k along the ridge, which should be a lot of steep ups and downs and ups and downs. We're gonna have to hike really quickly because if we don't make it to our shelter where we're staying tonight by 6 o'clock, they won't let us in. We absolutely don't want to be stuck on the mountain in the dark and have the rangers have to escort us down in embarrassment. We are representing England on this hike and we are going to manage it. I'm fired, let's go!
안녕하세요.
예, 안녕하세요.
Love a good monk.
Yeah. Those monks are very friendly. I'm normally scared of monks because I don't want to accidentally offend them, but these guys are very nice.
I seriously cannot get over how stunning it is on this hike so far. I really wanted to do the extra bit of the hike at the start because it's so forested, I just find it so calming and tranquil being somewhere like this. It's really hard to explain, but I just love it. Anyone that knows me also knows that I'm obsessed with the Lord of the Rings. Anytime I walk through anywhere like this, I always feel like I'm on some Middle-earth type quest. I am Frodo Baggins. And this is my Gandalf.
I am loving hiking through this wood. It's so pretty. The trees are so different from what we get in Europe. But I am really looking forward to the views when we get onto the ridge. I can see a break in the trees up ahead. I think we reached the top of the ridge. About time too, we're running late. I'm so excited for these views. We've made it to Nurojan Pass, which is our first rest stop and our first goal of the day. We're slightly behind schedule because I wanted to be here at around 9:30, but we've made it and we deserve a snack break. It's time for second breakfast. Let me show you my very well organised food bag. Dale is very kindly carrying our camera equipment, so that means I've got the food and the toiletries. I've organised all of it by meal and we'll show you those as we go. For now, do you want nut mix or nut mix?
Nut mix. They're cooking noodles. We've got nothing but nuts. We can't relax for too long because we need to start the second of 3 stages today.
We've got a 6.3 kilometre walk, which according to the map should take us about 3.5 hours. I have no idea what the terrain's going to be like though. We've been hiking in the forest the entire time and we've just come to our first viewpoint. I'm excited. That was anticlimactic. It's full of cloud.
Lovely view.
We were a little bit further behind than I thought and we're just reaching the pass now. That means that now we've got 6.3 kilometres until our next rest stop. This is pretty.
By the way, what do you guys think of my trousers tucked into my socks?
See Chongwanbong Peak? That is our end goal. Not today, I mean on the 3rd day.
Oh, thank God. We've seen these bear signs everywhere, and I'm going to summarise what they mean. Number 1, bears like to nap. Same. Number 2, you cannot play fetch with a bear with a stick like a dog. Number 3, you can outrun a bear if need be, but they will throw hats at you. Thank you for attending my TED Talk.
This is a great lunch spot.
What's for lunch?
I've organised these by meal, so we're having this and this. Peanut butter sandwiches. And I'm going to spread the peanut butter using chopsticks.
Is that because we're in Korea?
Yeah. No, not because I'm trying to be Korean, but just because that's all I could find.
Quick question though. Do you know whose favourite food is peanut butter?
Whose?
Bears.
Are you joking?
No, it's marmalade. Have you not seen Paddington?
You better be joking. We really needed to stop for lunch, but I think we're really behind schedule because honestly I have no idea where we are. I'm getting a little bit worried about making it to the shelter before 6 and we have to.
We've just seen a sign that says we've got 4.4 kilometres to go until we reach the shelter we're staying at tonight. We're cutting this really close. It's late afternoon now. We haven't got much time to get there.
I'm not convinced we're going to make it.
Oh. Lactic acid is starting to get quite bad. We're pretty sure that we've reached the highest point of the last stretch now. Oh. It's got to be just downhill from here to the shelter.
I see it. No, let's go check in while we still can.
And we're in. So Izzy and I are in gender segregated dorms for the night. So I'm going to show you around mine. It's very quiet. 23. Yes, this is me. Now, unfortunately for both Izzy and I, when we did research online, the shelter said that they provided floor mats and blankets to sleep on. As we've just arrived, they've told us they no longer do this due to COVID. Which means that for the night, Izzy and I are pretty much sleeping on a wooden floor. Izzy and I are both firm believers of making the best of a bad situation, so I'm sure that we'll get at least a little bit of sleep tonight.
It's chilly up here. Right, Dale's showing you the dormitories. I'm going to show you the kitchen. Ta-da! It's pretty basic. It's just a room where you can prep your food. No cooking facilities, so you have to bring your own. All the Koreans have brought like Bunsen burners and noodles and even bibimbap, you know, the sizzling rice thing we had yesterday, but we don't have that.
Since we can't cook any hot food, what's for dinner?
Well, we're having a 3-course meal tonight, starting with beef jerky, peanut butter sandwiches for a main, and mango and raisins for dessert. I missed you.
Morning.
You're late. It's normally me who's late.
The worst night's sleep of my life.
Really? I slept fine.
I was literally in the middle of a row between 4 people who were just snoring like hogs and farting the whole night. It was awful.
We are both extremely excited about today because we are going to get a lot of views of those mountains.
Well, we've stopped in a beautiful spot. I thought I'd let you guys know what the route's going to look like today. It is a lot shorter at only 13.5 kilometers, but we are going to go a lot slower. Firstly, because we're tired, and secondly, because there are a lot of ups and downs. I'm hoping that today's going to be easier, but looking at the terrain, I'm not confident.
안녕하세요. That is the most inspiring hiking music I've ever heard.
We've made it to our first rest stop of the day. Now it's time for a second breakfast.
What's for second breakfast?
Nuts. Again. We've only done a quarter of today's distance, so we better get going. Crouching hurts my legs.
Izzy and I are normally quite chatty when we're hiking. I don't think we've really spoken for a good hour. I think that the fatigue is starting to kick in for both of us. Starting out today, I felt really good physically. And we've been making some really good progress this morning already. But suddenly I think we both just hit this dip. It's getting really hard to keep going.
I got you.
Oh man. You're very sweaty.
Yeah. What do we have for lunch, I hear you ask? More peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh God.
See that peak over there? The really tall one? I think that's the tallest mountain in the park. And that's our end goal.
Oh, I did not like the sound of that.
This is the best view I've ever seen. It's incredible.
We've skipped our third and final rest stop because we're worried about making it to our shelter in time.
They close this in 1 minute.
We only just made it through the checkpoint before they closed it.
This is the hardest part of the hike so far. Climbing up all these steep rocks. And of course it's right at the end. Really testing us. But I think it's going to prepare us for tomorrow because I've seen the peak we're climbing and it is steep. We finally come to a flat bit and we're pretty sure it leads right to the shelter.
Look how flat it is! It's so flat and beautiful. The shelter we're staying at tonight is very similar to the one we were at last night, but it's a lot bigger. So I'm just going to give you a quick tour. This is the kitchen, this is the dormitory I'm in, and this is my bed. The spring where we get drinking water from is a little bit of a hike down the mountain from where the dorms are, but it does have a ridiculous view. What's for dinner?
Peanut butter sandwiches. I'm over it. Today was definitely a lot easier distance wise, but a lot harder with the going up and down and up and down. Scrambling over all of those big rocks really damaged my knee. I'm struggling, it hurts, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to climb the summit tomorrow. I really want to because the whole reason we came here was for sunrise at the tallest mountain in the park. It's supposed to be the best sunrise in the entire country, so I really don't want to miss it. But I don't know if I'm going to make it. Like, if my knee is bad, I just can't go because I'll slow Dale down. And I also need to be able to climb down off this mountain.
I am really excited for the sunrise tomorrow morning. Even if it does mean sleeping on a hard wooden floor tonight again. Morning. Ready?
Yeah, my knee feels a little bit better, so I'm gonna do
it. The temperature this morning is a little bit different to the rest of the hike we've experienced so far. Oh, it's cold. There's a really kind of tranquil feeling to starting this hike this early.
You can go on.
No, with you.
No, at least one of us needs to get the sunrise, please.
No, we're both doing it. Together.
My knee really hurts.
1, 2, 3. So close to the top. I got you. I'm so proud of you.
Waking up for this sunrise, even though it's a completely overcast day, was so unbelievably worth it. Look at this view. Look at this. I'm so glad we did this. Wow.
We're not actually sure which way the sun's coming up. It's just kind of lighted every direction. Where is the sun?
This is our friend Suzanne, who we made on the hike. She was my bunk buddy. We slept next to each other the last 2 nights. Sorry Dale, you've been replaced.
Izzy and I have a post-hike tradition of something that we've been saving all the way up here. Chocolate time.
They're very squished. There you go.
Can you open it for me?
No.
My hands don't work.
Yeah.
Ankle.
So legend has it that you can only see the sunrise from the top of Cherry Mountain if 3 generations of your family have done good deeds. So mum and dad, it's your fault that we got no sunrise.
I'm quite happy with blaming your side of the family. The cold's starting to get to the both of us, so I think we're going to head down, try and get a bit warmer. Whew.
We wondered why we were struggling with the descent. I've just checked the map and this part of the hike is rated expert. That means it's the hardest stretch that we will have done on this entire trail, and I'm pretty sure it's the hardest route in the entire park. Saving it right until the end was not the best idea, but we've got to get down. That's kind of it really. We've got to do it.
Stop every 5 or so minutes so that Izzy can rest her knee. I'm getting really worried about her causing some serious damage by the time we get down off this mountain. Thing is, she just keeps pushing on and keeps going because that's just who she is. It's just really difficult to see her in so much pain. How are you holding up?
Stiff, but I'm okay. We finally reached our rest stop of the day, which is the last shelter in the park, and we're trying to figure out which way to carry on from here. It's a debate between the short and difficult route or the long and easy route.
I vote for the short and difficult one. What about your knee though? Like, are you going to be able to do that?
I mean, we've been doing the expert level hike all the way up till here. We've done 2.1 kilometers of it. We would have another 3.3 to go. The thing is, the other route isn't that easy. We have to do an advanced course and then we have to do an intermediate course, so I don't think it's actually going to be much easier.
So we just do the shorter one then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If you hand me a bag of peanuts, I swear to God.
But this is all we have left. I'm having the peanut butter with the rest of my chocolate as a peanut butter and chocolate sandwich. Don't tell me that's weird, it sounds delicious.
Oh. Brilliant. Good thing I love nuts. Now that we're coming towards the end of this hike, and the fatigue and the physical pain is at an all-time high, the fact that we're getting to walk through this stunning forest again is just an absolute pleasure. If we didn't have to go up and down so much, I genuinely feel like I could spend forever here. This is one of my favourite places we've been.
My right knee's now gone as well as my left knee, so I've had to switch my knee brace over. I think I'm gonna have to keep switching legs so that when one gets really bad, I move the brace over, just so I can make it down the mountain in one piece. I'm just trying to be thankful that even though I have dodgy knees, I was still able to do this hike. I would hate to be at the point where my body won't let me do things that I used to be able to do. And right now, although it's a struggle, I can still do everything active, so it's really good that I get to be here. The nasty surprise of that steep climb down is over, and we're at the final sprint, 1.3 kilometers. Let's go. I can smell the coffee from here.
We've made it! This is the end of the trail. Ah, come on.
Oh,
Hi. We're here.
I know.
Well done.
You too. That was such a fun hike, but it was so hard.
Yeah, every aspect of that journey was a challenge, but
In the best way.
yeah. How long have you been waiting for that?
3 days.